Hi there, Max here from Max's Cake Studio. So today I'm going to show you how to do a cute Christmas penguin cupcake. So the tools and equipment you'll need are water and a paintbrush, small rolling pin, palette knife, a boning tool and a veining tool, some yellow, white, black, red and green fondant, a heart cutter, a circle cutter, the size will depend on the size of your cupcake, a holly leaf cutter, a vanilla cupcake, some cornflour, toothpick, a paintbrush and some pink shimmer edible luster dust. So what you need to do first of all is take your vanilla cupcake and a little bit of buttercream and spread the buttercream on top, and this is going to stick down the fondant. You don't need a lot, just enough to stick it down. Take some white fondant and place some cornflour on top and on the board and roll it out. This needs to be fairly thick, about 2mm. Take your circle cutter and cut a circle out and place a circle of fondant on top of your cupcake. Smooth it down all the way around the edges to make sure it's stuck down. Then take a black and red piece of fondant the same size as your white one. Get your circle cutter and cut out a strip on the red circle and put the remaining red to one side. You will need that later. Put some water on the edge of the cupcake, and this is going to be sticking down the red, which is used for the hat. Put it in place and then just smooth it all the way around, making sure it's stuck down on the edges. Once you've stuck it down, get your palette knife and trim the red fondant on both sides. Make sure they are matching and smooth them down. Then take your black fondant and get your heart cutter and cut out a heart shape in the black fondant, and this will be used for the penguin's face. Smooth it around the edges, trim it where needed, and then take your circle cutter and just cut all the way along the top. This means it will fit where the red fondant ends. Again, trim it where you need to. Take some water and put it all the way around the cupcake and place on your black fondant, and then smooth it and shape it nicely into place till you have the penguin face. Now take a strip of white fondant and then roll it into a strip and flatten it down with your finger all the way along, and this is going to be used for the edge of the hat. Then where the red and black fondant meet, place some water and then take the white fondant and place it on top for the edge of the hat, and then smooth it and shape it into place and trim the edges with your palette knife and smooth the edges down. And then just do a final shape of the edge of the hat to make it sure it's in the right place, and then take a cocktail stick and make lots of indentations to make it look like a fluffy hat. And then the red fondant that you put to one side, cut out a triangular piece and then measure it against the hat to make sure it's the right size. Once it's the right size and shape, put a little bit of water on the hat and stick the hat on top. And then just put it into place till it looks nice. And then you just need a little bit of white fondant, roll it into a circle, and this is going to be used for the bobble on the hat. Put a little bit of water on, place the bobble, and again using your cocktail stick make it look like a fluffy bobble by using lots of indentations. And now take your boning tool and you're going to make the eye sockets. So just gently place 2 eye sockets fairly close together, just under where the fondant ends, and then get your cocktail stick and just make some lines for the edges of the eyes. This makes it look more realistic. Then take a piece of black fondant, cut it in half and roll each half into a ball and stick it in the sockets with some water. And then take a really small piece of fondant and just trim off the edge, and you're going to add this to the eyes to make the eyes look more realistic. Just stick them on with a little bit of water. Then take some yellow fondant, put a little bit of cornflour on, roll it down and flatten it out, and then curve it over into the beak, pressing the ends together so that they're stuck together. And then just shape the beak, and then get a little bit of red fondant, shape it into a strip, and this is going to be used for a tongue inside the beak. So once you've cut it, put a little bit of water inside the beak, use your veining tool to put a line down the tongue, making it look more realistic, and then place it inside the beak using the paintbrush and straighten it with the veining tool. And then put some water on the face of the penguin where you're going to place the beak, and then just put it in position so you're happy with it. And then now get some green fondant, and this is what you're going to use to make the scarf. So roll out the green fondant fairly thick and then cut it into an oblong shape. And once you've got your oblong shape, you'll cut that in half and you'll have two halves of the scarf. And then take each half and on the end just trim it to make it look like the end of a scarf using the edge of your palette knife. And then run the edge of the palette knife all the way down the scarf to give it a more realistic material look. Then take some water, place it on the bottom of the face and stick on the first piece of the scarf. Put some water on top of that piece of scarf and place the second piece of scarf, sticking it down gently, and then trim the edge with your palette knife. And then to give the face a finishing touch, take some pink shimmer luster dust. This is edible. Loosen the dust inside the lid and then just paint on some cheeks. Once you've done that, get a piece of green fondant, and now you're going to make the holly leaves. And the holly leaves are going to be placed on the hat to give it a real Christmassy feel. So take your holly leaf cutter and cut out 2 leaves. If you don't have a holly leaf cutter, just use the end of a straw and shape it into the shape of a leaf by trimming it. And then place a little bit of water on the hat, enough to stick down the 2 leaves. And then get a little bit of red fondant, and to finish off the holly leaves you're going to make some little berries. I like to make 3 berries. You can use more or less, but I prefer 3. Get a little bit of water and place the berries. Until they look like 3 berries on the holly leaves, and then take the end of your paintbrush and just slightly curl the holly leaves, and there you have your finished cute Christmas penguin. I hope you've liked this video and found it useful and helpful, and thanks for watching. Bye bye.